show you today how I put in one of my ponytail hair extensions. This ponytail hair extension is from Irresistible Me Hair. They sent it to me a few years ago. I love this one. It is human hair. I have worn it many times. I can't remember the length of it off the top of my head. I want to say probably 22 inches. I did trim the ends a little, just wear and tear. They got a little ratty looking, but I have worn this so many times. It has traveled with me to many different countries. It has taken abuse, and she has taken that abuse well. So there's that. I did tone it a little with a purple shampoo bath when I got it. So it was a little bit more golden. You can kind of see more of the original color underneath as opposed to the cooler color that it became. It wasn't a significant difference. I just needed it just a tad less golden. So that's often the case when it comes to blonde. You might need to tweak it a little bit to match your hair. The nice thing with a ponytail though is if the match is not 100% perfect, it still usually looks fine. This match is pretty close. It's still, the ends are like perfect. The top is still a little bit more golden than my hair. However, it depends on where my hair is and needing to be toned. And I find that it doesn't matter that it doesn't match perfectly because it's a ponytail. But I could go back in and re-bathe the top of it if I wanted it to be perfect. But I would want to avoid the ends if I did that, because you can see there is a difference. But that's pretty common. The ends are usually the drier, more porous part of the hair, and they're going to absorb more pigment. But I don't worry too much about it because once it's in, I don't think it's that noticeable. So I'm going to start by obviously putting my hair back in a ponytail. I like to do my ponytail hair extensions with a slick back ponytail. Now, I'm not going to fully slick back my hair today because it is clean, and I don't want to put a bunch of products in to make it slick, but we will slick it as much as we can without a bunch of products. So I just brushed it back with my Framer detangling brush, and now I'm using my curved boar bristle brush from the Smooth Company, which is really good for smoothing your hair. Any boar bristle brush will work, but the Smooth Company did send me this one, and the curved shape of it makes it work super well. It's like a regular boar bristle brush times 100. So there we go. Not perfect, but good enough. So remember, how high you put your ponytail is where it's going to stay. So if you want to see your ponytail hair extension from the front, you want to put your ponytail quite high. Like if you want to be someone looking straight on and see the ponytail when they're looking straight at you, you're going to have to go up quite high. If you wear it further back, then your ponytail is not going to be visible from the front. That's fine either way. There's no right or wrong answer there. It's just personal preference. I personally like my ponytail to be higher up, but that's just me. So all ponytail hair extensions can be a little different in how they apply to your hair. This one has a little comb here, and then it has 2 ribbons. Now you could trim these ribbons down. It is a lot. However, I like having lots of ribbon to work with, but you could trim them down a little if you find it a bit much, but the ribbons should be in a color that matches the hair pretty well. So then I'm going to take this clip and I'm going to push it into my hair right here where my ponytail meets the base of my hair. And I'm trying to get it into my ponytail, in between the hair and the hair tie. Then I'm going to take the 2 ribbons and I kind of just hang the hair off to the side so it's not in my way, and I just start crisscrossing them under my neck, bringing it up and pulling it tight. And you want to try and get it as close to your scalp as possible. Now, it shouldn't hurt. It shouldn't feel painful. Keep in mind, you're going to feel the weight of the hair more wearing it up higher. If you wear it more on the back of your head, you won't feel the weight of it as much. So once I have just about a little bit, and this is why I like it a little bit longer, because I like to have lots of tie to tie it with. I tie it in a bow, Now I just leave the bow underneath. I don't worry too much about it because I don't think it's that noticeable. Then I take a chunk of hair from underneath. That's a piece of my own hair. We want a piece of the extension. You'll know if it's the extension versus your hair because your hair is probably not as long. When I take out a piece of my own hair, it's like 5 inches long. Yeah, it's like that compared to long. So not a huge piece, but we're just gonna wrap that hair around where your ponytail meets your hair. So you can see that mine's actually fallen back away from the hair, and now it's kind of like sitting far back here. So that's when I would go and redo it, because it's going to probably fall out if you let it stay that way, and it's just more obvious that you're wearing a ponytail extension. Not that I'm ever like too worried with people knowing that I'm wearing fake hair. I'm not afraid of people knowing that I'm wearing a hair enhancer. That's like being afraid that people can tell you're wearing makeup, in my opinion. Like, it's not a big deal, but I also want it to look its best. So I'm just gonna undo the bow that I tied, and that's why I like tying just a bow, not a knot, because if you need to redo it, it's really not tricky to do. Make sure I've got it all undone all the way. And I like to just pull it off and start from scratch, because honestly, I find that easier than trying to maneuver it around. No lie, these can be tricky to put in, and there are some times when I put it in and first go it looks perfect, and there are other times I put it in and have to redo it 5 times. That's just the way it goes. There have been times where I just gave up and not worn it because I couldn't get it to work that day for whatever reason, but other days she looks fantastic. So there we go, making sure that's staying nice and tight. Can I redo it one more time? One more time. I could cut all this out and make it look like I just got it perfect in one go for you guys. Because that's often what it looks like in my TikTok videos and whatnot. It'll look like I just did something perfect, which sometimes I do, but then people try to do it and it doesn't work and they get frustrated, not realizing that sometimes it actually takes me several tries to get something to look the way I want it to look, because I'm just a normal human being. So don't be frustrated if you have to do something several times to get it to work or look how you want it to look. All right, I think this one's gonna be a lot better. Oops. I'm just gonna pinch as I pull forward. I think that. Oh, I'm still getting a little gap. All right, let's try again. Fourth time's the charm? Was that 4 times, 5 times, 3 times? I didn't count. All right, I think that one is good. I think we're good. If you are still with me, kudos. Yes, much better. So then we are going to take that chunk of hair from underneath, making sure it is the hair extension and not your hair so that you get enough length. And I'm just going to wrap it around. Now, you don't have to do this part. You could just leave the ribbon part around your hair. Some people feel like that makes it look more like a hair extension, but I mean, it just looks like a hair tie in my opinion. I just get a fancy ponytail. If I'm doing a ponytail hair extension, I'm usually going for a more fancy look, and I just think it looks a little bit more fancy to cover your hair tie. You could also just like tie a scrunchie around it, something like that. In this lighting, I feel like it looks super obvious that the color isn't a perfect match, but I swear to God in real life, it is not that obvious. But either way, it's very Ariana Grande. I usually give her a little flat iron before I wear it, just because she's usually a little wonky from being in the bag, and I like my ponytail smooth. It is human hair. You could curl it, do anything you want. Let me show you from the back. Again, exactly how you're going to put in your ponytail hair extension is going to depend on the one you have. I have one here that is attached to a claw clip. It's clearly a shorter ponytail. That's completely different. Not all of them are going to have the same attachment mechanism that this one does, but this is a very common one. This is a very common way for it to come. I don't do anything special to blend my natural hair with it. I find because my natural ponytail is not super thick, it just blends in pretty well. I mean, if I pick through it, I can find it, but one of the perks to not having thick hair is it's really easy to blend with a hairpiece. I hope that helps. I hope that if you have been struggling to put in your ponytail hair extension, you will be comforted in the fact that I also struggle sometimes at putting in my ponytail hair extension. Thank you so much for watching today, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. Please leave me a comment with any questions or just say hey, because I love hearing from all of you. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Like and subscribe because you know it helps out my channel, because I would love to continue to grow here on YouTube and help out more of you when it comes to loving your hair. Thank you for watching. Bye.